Good morning! Welcome to ScreenJunkies Universe. I am so excited today because we have such an amazing panel with us. We have Joe Starr.
On the other side of the table.
Doing the hair. I know, switching it up, confusing me. We'll see where that goes. Roxy Striar.
Did I take your seat?
No, I took Dan's seat.
Oh.
Yeah. Roxy
I made
goes
a Dan
where
play.
Roxy goes.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah.
Confidence boost I need this morning. Thanks, Roth.
Danielle, Radford, some of my favorite people
Good
are here
morning.
today. JT and his infinite wisdom, because he is the Yogi Berra of ScreenJunkies, always says, wherever you're seated is where you're meant to be. DC streaming service, Jared Leto, and more comic book things to talk about. Let's talk about that DC first. You guys hear about this? You know about this?
Did you hear about this?
Yeah. DC reveals details of its new streaming service set for fall of 2018. This is via their official press release and Newsweek. So they're going to do, actually, this is pretty interesting. They're going to do more than just video streaming because of the structure of that words are my friends. Because of the structure of that company. Also, comic books are going to be available, digital comic books. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's great.
They're also going to have films from the DC universe, including things like Nolan's Batmans, the Supermans, the DCEU, and more. Their animated series, Justice League series, The Dark Knight Returns, Under the Red Hood, etc., will all be available. It will also include DC TV shows like Lois and Clark. Yes. Super Friends, Justice League, Batman the Animated Series, remastered in HD, Friends.
That's hot.
And they have also revealed some synopsis of their new original shows to come.
I'm pretty sure every word you've said so far is the correct one.
Yes.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm killing it with English today.
Nailing it.
Yeah.
Murdering it.
I'm going to read the one that I'm the most excited about and then have you guys read the one that you're the most excited about, and then we'll see if we're done reading the things. How about that? Swamp Thing. Awesome. Follows Abby Arcane. She investigates what seems to be a deadly swamp-borne virus in a small town in Louisiana, but soon discovers that the swamp holds mystical and terrifying secrets. When unexplainable and chilling horrors emerge from the murky marsh, no one is safe. Who's behind this one? Billy the Business.
Billy Business behind it? Good for
In
you.
the development of the series, the executive
Swamp
producer.
Swamp Thing?
Yeah.
James Wan.
It's James Wan, people.
Wan.
That's exciting. You know who I feel bad for on this one is Guillermo del Toro, because Swamp Thing has been his dream project for like decades. But I'm still excited about that series. What's your favorite?
James Wan's going to kill that one.
Kill it.
I'm excited about Titans. So the synopsis
took
for
mine.
Titans is Titans follows young heroes from across the DC universe as they come of age in a gritty take. The word gritty makes me nervous with DC, but I'm all right with it. I'm all right with it here. Take on the classic Teen Titans franchise. Dick Grayson and Rachel Roth. Hey, it's part of your name. A special young girl possessed by a strange darkness get embroiled in a conspiracy that could bring hell on Earth. Joining them along the way are the hot-headed Starfire and the lovable Beast Boy. Together they become a surrogate family and a team of heroes. I've loved all the Teen Titans stuff that's ever been on TV. I loved the old cartoon. I think if you're gonna go gritty, the only way to go is if an actual hell mouth can open up on Earth. That's where dark and gritty goes. Is when actual hell and demon things happen.
Yeah.
No, I'm super excited about this. I think they nailed that Robin.
Oh, that
Let's take a look at that Robin again. Cool.
Yeah.
Hey, dude.
Yeah.
B.A.
I would have been
like
perfectly
YA.
fine with a Chris O'Donnell continuation of Robin and Nightwing, but this works too.
Danielle, what's your favorite?
I've been psyched for this since they announced it. It's Doom Patrol. Doom Patrol is a reimagining of one of DC's strangest group of outcasts, Robot Man, Negative Man, Elasti-Woman, and Crazy Jane. Led by the mysterious Dr. Niles Calder, they're called into action by the ultimate hero for the digital age, Cyborg. After banding together, these rejects find themselves on a mission that will take them to the weirdest and most unexpected corners of the DC universe. I am so excited to see... because you can go in a million directions with Doom Patrol and it all feels right. There is literally like a character called Danny the Street. He is a street named Danny that just shows up places when you need him.
How does that?
He's also gay. Yeah, so you'll just
Which
be
is
like,
more wild than him
Gay
being a street.
Wait, yeah, I'm still focused on the fact that he's a street.
Yeah, he's a street,
Yeah.
and his name is Danny. And like the way that he communicates is through street signs and like things like you go into like if you
So
pass
he's like
by a bar.
Bumblebee, kind of like he communicates through. He
Yeah,
finds
yeah,
ways
but he's
to-
like, so you're walking down the street, and then all of a sudden you would see something that's like, "Hey, Roth," and you look over the street sign and it says Danny, and you're like, "Oh, hey, Danny," and then Danny is talking to you through like various street signs and different things.
Does he come into human form? Like, is there a Tinder app for streets?
I don't. I feel like
Oh,
they
poor
like.
thing.
I
Like,
know.
How does he
Yeah.
date?
I don't know.
I'm
know
worried
if he
about Danny a
does.
little bit.
I am a little. He's
I feel
a
like
little
he's got
lonely.
bigger concerns, maybe like not getting stomped on too hard, other street people problems.
Yeah, potholes.
Yeah, potholes.
Drunk people
Yeah.
peeing.
Well, he takes care of himself pretty well. Like I mean, the street is his to maintain, so he maintains it, and he can make a street whatever he
Well-groomed.
wants. So sometimes he does just pride it up.
Okay.
It's pretty great. But yeah, so again, you can get things like that, but it's also, I get excited when you have these series with these big ideas, and then you also know that you have the budgetary constraints of a TV, because I'm like that. I'm mentioning that with the Joker movie and how it had a smaller budget.
Yeah.
Now you're opening up to all kinds of crazy things, and when you have the limitations, people's creativity really comes out. So I am so excited for Doom Patrol, and it's live action. What? Shut up.
That sounds amazing. You have me sold. What do you, Roxy? You're our DC person.
I feel like this is the easiest one to get excited for because we kind of know what we're getting already, but that would be
Harley?
Young Justice Outsiders. Features the return of the fan favorite animated series with a huge cast of DC's most iconic young superheroes, plus brand new characters, many of whom are just discovering their unique meta powers and special abilities. Set against the backdrop of a rich, deep world that touches all corners of the DC universe, the season focuses on meta trafficking and an intergalactic arms race for control of these super-powered youths. We know exactly what this is, and so it's hard to not be excited.
I love this series.
Yeah,
I'm
'cause-
so ready for like I have been ready.
Yeah, exactly. And this was one of the first ones that they actually announced. Like Doom Patrol came a little later and all of that, but I feel like they've known for a while now. This is our bread and butter. Like
Yeah, this
a
is
lot
your
of our
lead. Yeah.
and a lot of our fans are coming and are going to pay for this service solely for this show, and then hopefully we can hook them on other things, and that's pretty smart of them. So I'm excited for it.
That sounds sweet. There's one more series to talk about, and I think that this might get people outside even more of the, stick with me here, of the hardcore DC fan base. That's Harley Quinn. Follows Harley's adventures after she breaks up with the Joker. Well done, you. And strikes out on her own in this new adult animated comedy. With the help of Poison Ivy and a ragtag crew of DC castoffs, Harley tries to earn a seat at the biggest table in villainy, the Legion of Doom. Dun dun dun. That sounds awesome.
Interesting. Also, do you
Supposedly
think that this,
based on the new 52 more. Yeah?
Yeah, and also if you saw when they say adult, it makes me think it could go. Did you see the last Harley Quinn animated movie they did, which is very like sexy and her and like Nightwing
And people had a lot of issues
make
with
out
it.
and all that stuff. So I'm wondering if it's going more in that direction. Like I'm curious to see what they mean by adult. But
Maybe
I
it's just
will.
got swears in it.
It's got swears.
Like swears.
That's a really good point, Joe. It was.
It was?
No, it actually really no. No, it really was because the Disney streaming service. They've now I don't know how much of this is going to come to fruition when all is said and done. However, they've said that it's really going to be fully family-friendly service. What's the DC service going to be? Is it going to have sort of parental controls, but there is going to be, like they've just said, more adult content? Thoughts?
I think there's varying degrees of adult.
I mean, the Nolan films are not for kids, for example, and
Right.
those are
Yeah.
going to be there.
Yeah. But they're also not at the same extent as something like a Deadpool. So I think there's a happy medium there. I don't know if she's going to have all of the swears. I would probably guess not. PG-13. What's that called on TV? Something else.
I don't know.
TV
14.
14. Thank you.
You got to be a
I know
year
that they
older.
changed the age by a year or something. Yeah.
Gotta be a year
Well,
older for
and
TV.
you know what? And also the way that this also gives me hope. Maybe her and Poison Ivy. I get the ship that ships my heart, and that can be why they're like it's slightly more adult because we've got a little bit of the
Lovin'?
we got a little bit of the or ladies holding hands. Sometimes that can be something that's
Not on my TV, my children watch.
Is it more adult
guys-
to show a member
Yeah.
of the LGBTQ
No.
community?
no, it's not. But
No,
that
it's
is
not.
but that is a way that it
There will
gets,
definitely be explosions and people getting shot to death.
Did you
though.
guys watch Cora? Did you guys watch Cora? Cora?
No.
Cora? this is Jack's infinite disappointment. You guys should watch Korra because it's amazing.
Korra's sick.
And Korrasami, for those of you that know Korrasami, do you know that this is not true because I cannot take credit for this, but there are those that credit me for it, for saying to him that that's how you can win with all of the fans.
I credit you for it.
Thanks. I'm going to take the credit even though I haven't earned it because that's how I do. Do we think it makes sense for Warner Brothers to have released just a DVC service versus their entire catalog being available for a service, considering how competitive these are these days?
No, I think this is an arms race, man, and DC's throwing out a whole lot of options and a whole lot of reasons to get on board. I think by parceling all this together, it keeps the comic book side of their company viable because sales aren't great on comics right now for Marvel or DC, and I think that this connects that fan base more. People that might not be reading comics will go, well, I have them now.
It's the convenience factor that makes it so smart. And I think, Roth, to answer your specific question on whether it should be Warner Brothers or DC.
With DC as a subset of it.
Yeah. With these shows, if they're great, we're going to say, it was so smart for them to be so specific. And that's how they really got to focus and get the tone of this universe. And if these shows are not good, we're going to say, they had a whole group of other shows they could have picked from. Why would Warner Brothers just stick to this? So it all depends on the quality of the show. I have a feeling that these are actually going to be some of their best shows on TV. Not that that's particularly hard after the season we just had with the CW, which was the worst of DC ever. They couldn't need this more right now.
Legends is still fun.
Legends is fun. Black Lightning's amazing.
Amazing.
What happened with Supergirl, what happened with Arrow, what happened with Flash, I'm so lost and confused. I'm just thinking efforts went elsewhere, so fine.
I took the year off.
But what Joe was saying about
That's
the
my
comics,
wild.
the convenience of the comics is huge for this, and now you're going to get the true fans. Not everybody's true fans, but the OG fans, the people who are reading those comic books, even though it's not as cool to have it in your hand. The convenience is huge.
Well, people are still reading them. They're just reading them for free and not paying for them.
Yeah.
Like, people are still reading comics. It's the same thing where, folks realized, hey, people are downloading these movies, so why don't we make it streaming and have them pay? And they'll, you'll stop downloading TV shows if you can watch it for free. So it's that, or for like a small price and you get everything. And so it's that same thing. People are still reading comics. They're just not paying for them.
Well, and DC's experimented with digital comics and sort of like exclusive event, this is going to be online only and stuff like that. I don't have numbers in front of me, but I feel like that stuff doesn't make a huge splash. But now if it's just all under
one banner,
this one banner, exactly.
Quick side issue with the digital comics. Are you guys reading digital comics ever, or do you always buy yours?
I have Comixology.
I have Comixology.
Are you guys struggling with them? Like, is it my eyes going, or is the print getting smaller? When you click to blow up the boxes, it's still too small, and I feel like I need a legitimately bigger tablet.
Studies have shown you actually do read at a slower pace on a computer versus I don't know why that is, like how the light is hitting your eyes, or
it's taking me forever to get through. I can't read them. I feel like I'm and sometimes they'll click boxes, I can't see the other stuff. I'm like, move out of my way, box. And I feel like this is a legitimate nerd problem, but they're very hard.
I'm gonna find you like the biggest old person tablet.
I need that.
I think it just is getting I'm with you, and also it just might kind of be eyesight, because you guys, my print is like this big. One word is the size of this entire screen. But then you do, I don't know why that is in terms of how the light is hitting your eyes, but you typically read a bit slower when it's on a tablet or a computer versus just old-fashioned, like on paper, like I used to do.
Knowledge has a smell.
It does.
Busting out my Giles.
I love the smell of books. Oh, I love the smell of books. I miss the smell of books in the morning. Hey, I have another question, though. Given how competitive and
just keep thinking about book smells.
They smell so good.
Some of them smell better than others.
Yeah,
like a great book smell is so good.
What's the worst smelling book you've ever smelled?
It was a book on cats. And I know this wholeheartedly.
Okay, I feel like that was psychology. Sorry. I feel like that was your psychology because you don't like cats and you thought it smelled bad.
It smelled like piss.
It did not smell like piss.
You were not there. You did not smell the book.
It's not like the cat knew it was a book about it. It was like, oh, let me mark my territory. This is all about me.
I feel like it came out from the presser of the prince. How do you make books smelling like pee?
Presser printer.
The presser printer.
Like they just added some piss urine to the ink. So
the ink was...
So would draw on the cat people.
The ink
And it
was
was like an
actually part cat
incentivizer.
piss. Yeah, so that your cats would be like, I love this book.
Yeah, it's like with Squadron Supreme. That guy had his blood mixed in with one of the inks.
Yeah, like you do.
I also
Or
had
his
4
blood
cats growing up,
ashes.
so it could have been that.
Yeah,
just being in
they
the
might have
house,
just
maybe
pissed on it.
Roth, have you ever bought a book because of how it smelled? Like you were like, I don't know about
I
what's in
just-
this book, but
I just love the smell. I really love the smell.
what? I'm just interested, man. Book smells.
Billy would like us to move on. So here's my on-target question for the panel and for you,
Guap
the
talk.
audience. What kind
I'm
of book
genuinely
smells do you
interested.
most enjoy? And did you smell those smelly markers as a kid, which seems like a bad idea to make because then you wanted to eat them? My follow-up question is this. We have things now like YouTube Red, which is doing like trying to entice me with Cobra Kai. And
It
some
was so
really-
good. Cobra Kai was so good.
Hang on. That's trying to entice me with Cobra Kai and some really interesting indie films that they've now bought the rights to distribute. They're trying to tempt me. I got the Netflix. I got that Amazon Prime. I got that Hulu Plus. I got the stuff they're going to get me on the Disney, and I know they are. It's just getting so fragmented. So there is a piece of me that for a broad consumer outside of the targeted fan base for this, that I do wonder long term if Warner Brothers would not be better served to have this service be exactly what it is, but part of a larger package that includes more of the Warner Brothers offerings. If you gave me that Harry Potter, give me a Harry Potter live action show, right? Give me a Harry Potter live action show right now.
You know, I don't know, because for
will watch it.
I think again the key is the comic library, because if it's everything like Marvel Unlimited,
But they could still have that there in the subset.
sure, but I'm saying yes, that's like an even better bonus. But I think the value of this on its own is great because I think a lot of
How much does it cost? Do we know
I don't know if they
unknown.
the
announced
price
yet.
point? We don't know the price point.
But
Okay.
they
But
can't
if I
go
can
much
tie-
over $8
Yeah.
because they'll be screwed.
And if I
That's
can
just my
pay,
head.
if I can pay $8 instead of whatever I pay on New Comic Day to buy all my DC comics,
Yeah.
or what I pay Comixology to get all my DC comics, and I get shows, like as a DC fan, like that's enough value for me, and I don't necessarily need Harry Potter or to find any Fantastic Beasts. That's a cool added bonus. But I do think sort of in this arms race, you're going to see Disney one up and say, oh, well, we're rolling Marvel Unlimited into this.
I don't know the structure of that for them. That's interesting. What they would do, because the Disney brand, probably of all the studios, the Disney brand is the only one that really is unto itself a name brand,
Yeah,
a
yeah,
family.
yeah.
Like Warner Brothers doesn't mean anything to people emotionally
Yeah.
the way that the word Disney does.
I love that frog. Remember that frog?
Yeah.
The little Warner Brothers frog. However, Warner Brothers has, in terms of films, one of the most expansive libraries.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I hear you, and it'll be interesting to see how it plays out in the end. Speaking of the Joker, Jared Leto is now going to join another
Yes.
comic book Okay, here we go. Let's talk about it.
Is that a yes I heard?
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm glad that you're excited. Let's get
Yeah.
into it. So he's going to play Morbius. This was revealed yesterday via Variety. Sony has tapped Jared Leto to star in the spin-off Morbius based on the Spidey villain of the same name. Sources have told Variety, this is again via the outlet, that director Danielle Espinosa, who did Safe House, is on board. Avi Arad and Matt Tolmach are producing. And the people behind Netflix's Lost in Space are writing the movie.
Which is
I
like
mean,
the only bright point of the news.
I like Lost in Space.
What happened to
show.
yes?
So
That was a very sarcastic yes.
Aw.
this is just really interesting because, of course, it's not that you can't be into different franchises in terms of the comic book universe. You can, but but Leto's Joker was so notable.
And not at the same time with 2 massive roles. We haven't seen that.
This tells me he's not playing the Joker anymore. I know that there's been so much back and forth out of DC about what is and what is not happening with the Joker. I just feel like this just told me that he's probably not playing the Joker
I
anymore.
think that despite however you might feel about his performance as the Joker,
Bad.
how like
I didn't mind it.
yeah, however you might feel about it, when you hear about the stuff that he did on set,
Like sending used condoms to Margot Robbie's room or sending dead rats to people.
Yeah, what's he gonna do
That
for
kind of
Morbius?
thing.
Yeah,
Is he
like
just
that's
gonna
like
drink their blood?
Here's my blood.
No, he's gonna drink people's
Yeah.
blood. That's what he's
Can
gonna
I drink
do.
your blood?
You are allowed to be a method actor as long as your performance blows people away, and then
But if
people
it
don't
doesn't,
mind.
and then you're just like, oh, I had to do this to get
Yeah.
into the mind of the Joker, and then you get a performance that was so polarizing. It's like, is it worth doing this to everyone else on set?
Well, even if
for-
it was a great performance, no. Because that's
Yeah.
also not method acting.
not
That's
cool.
just
I mean,
you being a dick.
Had Me Too originated back then there's no way you get away with sending a used condom and porn magazines to your female co-star set. Nobody looked at it like that. Everybody was laughing at it, but like that's
Yeah.
effed up.
Yeah,
So-
it's not good.
So Joker aside, do we think that he is a good fit for this character?
I am very interested to see how they're going to do a Morbius movie. Period. Even before Leto was announced, I was like, I'm curious. I hope it works. I really need to see a trailer or something before I think I'm fully on board with it. And now him being on there, I mean, he's a name and a lot of people really like him, and he's a weird dude that could get super into it. And I don't remember, is he a vampire or an energy vampire?
He's a living
I do not
vampire.
remember.
Living vampire.
Living vampire.
I don't remember. I have to remember so much vampire stuff on a daily basis. I honestly can't
No, he's
remember.
a vamp.
Oh, so
Yeah.
he's like a vamp, not like
But he's a living vampire, but he drinks blood.
Yeah.
Is my understanding.
Yeah.
Correct us if we're wrong, Billy.
He's got a sweet
don't
costume.
understand. I don't understand this group of Spidey spin-offs as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
That concept to me is kind of strange right now. I don't understand why attaching Jared Leto to this makes us more excited for the project. I feel like Jared Leto had one stellar performance in his life, and now he just like gets a free
Jordan
ride.
Catalano.
Getting
Jordan Catalano.
punched
Yeah.
in the face
Jordan
by
Catalano.
Ed Norton over and over and over
Yes,
again.
yes.
You're talking about Dallas Buyers Club.
Of course. And I'm not taking anything away from him as a performer, but I just don't really understand why everybody's dying to plug and play with him. Like, we've got this hole in our project. Here he goes. We've got this
I
one.
agree.
Let's put him in there. And it's like, he's not. I don't really understand the appeal. He's not. I'm not getting it.
Yeah, no, I agree. He's fine. He's super fine. But then when you add to that, all just the weird crap he was allowed to get away with on the set of Suicide Squad, and
I'm going to go ahead and say that they're not going to let this happen on Morbius.
I would.
Like,
I would hope not. It just doesn't seem worthwhile. That. To me, that stuff connects to the part of Me Too that was like, hey, Tarantino, maybe don't spit on your actresses when they're bound in a trunk, stuff like that. Like, treat people with a little bit of respect. You're not doing art. You're just getting away with being an
Bad
asshole.
behavior.
And he's fine. He's not even like that stellar enough to like put up with it. Obviously, you shouldn't put up with it from anyone, but he's fine. And I also, it's a comic book movie. I don't think you need a name to sell a comic book movie at this point.
It's an interesting move also in the sense that if the Fox Disney, they have now, we didn't talk about this yet this week, but the DOJ has allowed the Fox Disney merger to happen. Whether Comcast comes in and swoops it away from Disney or not, we don't know yet.
But it's allowed.
But it's allowed. They can do it. So that's one step closer, except they have to sell off Fox Sports because it's a monopoly with ESPN. All of that aside, that to say, it's interesting that are they now thinking, oh, I wonder if those characters that had been their hard R characters at Fox, in terms of Logan and Deadpool, are going to become more Disney-fied, and so that's a market.
That's an opening for
That's
Venom
an opening
and Morbius.
for Venom and Morbius. Strategically, I'm
Makes sense.
curious.
I definitely think the conversation you're having right now is a conversation they're having.
Right.
Because
In my head.
That's what, out loud with us. You're sharing your thoughts with us. It's friendship. I think let's hope. Let's hope that's something that they're talking about. They should be talking about every word that we've said so far at the table about this should be something that they have spoken about. Because if they're not thinking about it, then they're being stupid. So we've got to hope that they're having these conversations.
Yeah.
And they have answers. We don't have the answers right now, but hopefully they have asked the questions and also have followed up with answers.
Yeah, well, clearly they're following up with this answer. Look, they've always been in that pickle of having one hero and the most massive rogues gallery ever
Yeah.
with that hero. So you've got to make the villains work somehow, and they've been struggling now for 5 years to figure it out. So maybe they feel like they have an angle. It's an odd casting choice, I think, for many, for a number of reasons, Joker aside. I think Billy, as a fan of the character, just wasn't even sold on Leto in that performance.
Well, I think it's going to be sexy Morbius.
You said it on the call this morning.
Qu-
Yeah, I'm talking about our call. You did. You
Ooh.
said
Yeah, I'm
you
talking
said
about
you
our
liked
call.
Antonio Banderas for it.
I said Benicio del Toro.
You said Benicio del Toro for it. That's what I just said.
Which, by the way, I love Sicario. We'll talk about that after.
Okay.
I would watch an Antonio Banderas Joker.
This is a little insider baseball-y, but do they say, did Jared Leto audition for this?
Oh, I don't think he
This was a
auditions.
straight up.
Yeah, I think he's done.
I don't think he
auditions.
auditions.
Okay.
I mean, sometimes it depends. Like sometimes
Even for this, you don't think? You
bigger names will maybe.
Because I would feel so much more confident if he did. Like, tell me that you guys were not expecting him to blow you away, and he came in the room and he killed it, and now you're like, can't see anybody else. Don't tell me you just offered it to him, because I don't see it.
And if he did, I want to see that audition tape, because I feel like it's going to be like when that Dracula 2000 audition tape came out.
Oh my God.
And you guys should watch it. It's amazing. But I
Yeah.
definitely want to see it if
Has he earned straight offers? Because I'm missing it. Like, I'm just missing it. I mean, for an indie or something that like you need his name on, you need to attach, but we don't.
I don't know. It's interesting. But what do you guys think? Just for me, it feels. I'm feeling like, okay, they probably over at DC are more likely leaning into this Joaquin. Well, we know they're doing the Joaquin Phoenix Joker, right? We know they
Martin
have a budget.
Scorsese, Joaquin Phoenix.
Not Scorsese, but they're doing the Joaquin Phoenix Joker. That said, does it feel like, and then it was rumored that Leto was going to return. So does it feel to you like it does to me that is probably not true? Because it's just so incohesive. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know, I can see it happening. Chris Pratt is both Star-Lord and Chris Pratt from Jurassic World.
It's true. You make a,
It's
you know.
it's a little different though.
But I'm just trying to think.
You don't think Chris Pratt from Jurassic World is on the level of the Joker?
We have Josh Brolin is both Cable and Thanos, and we're fine. We've recovered. It was hard, but we got there.
Tough few weeks.
Wait, going back just to correct myself, isn't Scorsese producing that movie, the Joaquin
No,
Phoenix
that was
one?
a rumor.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought that was confirmed. I think that Jared Leto he pissed on the DCEU. I don't even know if we call it that anymore, but the DC universe. He literally took a dump on it and was like, "You guys cut my scenes.
Fact
I
check
did
that,
all of
Billy.
this." What, DCEU?
No.
Martin
Scorsese
Scorsese?
was an initial rumor, along with. That's back when they were talking about getting DiCaprio
Yeah.
as the Joker, but Scorsese was not. It was Todd
he was
Phillips'
signed
directing, right?
Yeah, but not as director, as a producer.
No, I know, but I don't think he actually is.
Is
I really
assigned
think
to
that
it?
was just a rumor.
Good to know, because
Yeah.
I'm pretty, the rumor mill sometimes becomes fact in my mind.
But
which
the
isn't
rumor
true.
mill out of DC is
It's
like
it's left
all
and
the
right.
time.
Left.
Yeah.
And like
Crazy.
I am as up to date as I feel like somebody could possibly be. Like I look at every single site all
Yeah.
day about DC, and the fact that I'm still confused means like that's not a good thing. That's not great that we don't have
Just
earpiece.
to clarify, it was Phillips would direct, with Scorsese producing, and Todd Phillips also co-writing the script.
right. But is Scorsese officially producing?
Nothing is official.
Nothing
None
is
of it
official.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that was the rumor. Jared Leto took a piss on DC. Then Jared Leto got his own standalone film announced. He was kind of weird about the press with that too. And I feel like this now going over to, I'm sorry to say it, you guys don't like when I do, but The Enemy, which is the biggest competition, however you want to phrase it. I do not think they're gonna just let him have a movie now. I do not
Right?
think they're happy with him.
Yeah.
So when you say, just to clarify for people, when you're saying take a piss, you're specifically saying that like he said things like
He said
about
things, he was like, I
them.
cannot believe they
Okay.
cut this scene.
Yeah, post Suicide Squad. He was-
Yeah.
I gave
I just
it
wanna
my
make sure that's
all.
clear
They
for
made me look bad. Like he attacked them a little bit, and
Yeah.
then he kind of backed off slightly and was like, "But I'm sure they had to for certain reasons." But he really went at them, and I was surprised that he did that.
He's getting laboofed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of am with you. Like it's feeling to me like we can think that he's likely no longer going to be a part of the DCEU.
It would be not smart of them.
Yeah. I agree.
To let him have a standalone now.
Yeah.
You don't feed the fire of somebody who's already peeing on
Talking
you.
out of turn. Yeah.
Yeah, that. Not
Why
peeing
do-
on you.
And also
They
peeing
should
on
give
you.
they should
That
give
would
the
feed the
Joker to
fire,
someone
no.
else from 30 Seconds to Mars.
That would be so
Like,
epic.
does their bass player have acting chops?
Isn't it one of them his brother?
I have no idea.
I don't know anything about 30 Seconds to Mars and may have entirely just made that up.
If
But
there
it
is
feels
a-
like it should be true.
If there's a
gonna name
Derek
him-
Leto, let's give him a shot.
Derek Leto on drums.
Doesn't
Now they're
that
all
feel
brothers.
like it should be true? That
30
his
Seconds to
brother
Mars
also in it?
is Jared,
believe you
Chad,
wholeheartedly.
Derek, and
Yeah.
Lawrence.
Brothers, the drummer.
His brother's
There's
a drummer!
You did it.
Nailed it!
Derek Leto on drums.
You just like manifested that.
Shannon Leto.
His name is Derek Leto.
Shannon, also known as
Oh,
Derek.
boy.
Shannon, aka Derek, aka
Where you at,
Drums, aka Morbius.
Oh man, we're going a little long today, so I'm probably going to wrap it up at just stopping real quick on this news. There's going to be a Halo series officially ordered at Showtime. This is via THR for those that are enthusiasts about this, and it's long awaited. This is kind of cool. Kyle Killen of Awake is going to be the executive producer on the show, and Rupert Wyatt of Rise of the Planet of the Apes will direct multiple episodes. It's pretty. It's I don't know. They've been working on
Amblin's producing
Halo. Yeah, co-producing, and so they've been working on a Halo something or other for so many years now.
Yeah.
I'm pretty curious if this is a go. They feel like they've nailed it because typically with video games they are so precious about their properties, right?
Even back when I sold the assistant manager of selling video games for a living, they were like, "Oh, there's definitely a Halo movie coming out. It's definitely coming out. It's definitely coming out."
What year are we talking about?
Well, I'm not telling.
Yeah, she can't reveal her timeline.
Just like how many years? So not that. How many years has this been?
Some
in?
number of years.
Has
Oh, no.
people been talking about this?
Oh, that we've been talking about a Halo.
Yeah.
I mean, it feels like at least 4 to 5. Yeah.
Well, with rumors of other
well,
properties for at
actually-
least 10.
Really?
Yeah,
at
because
least
wasn't it way back when we got District 9 that he had been talking about doing a
Yes.
Halo movie,
Yes.
right?
And then they ended up doing District 9 instead.
And they did District 9 instead, so that's at least 9 years ago.
But
Wow.
This particular
Wow.
series was announced over 4 years.
Yeah.
Okay, so this series was announced 4 years ago.
So
But yeah, it's
many moons in the works.
been a lot.
Yeah.
Will someone teabag someone after they shoot them? Is all I want to know with a Halo movie.
You just flip on the headset and
I
it
forgot about
sounds
teabagging.
and it
I was so
sounds-
much better off.
exactly like how it sounds when you turn on your headset on Xbox, which
Yeah.
is like, ooh.
Yeah.
Is anybody really stoked for this?
Halo fans.
Yeah.
I bet, I'm curious just because it's been so long in the making, I am pretty curious.
I think something cool could come out of this.
Yeah.
I do think a TV series is the way to go
Yeah.
rather than a movie, just because there's so much and there's such potential for it to be like not. So yeah, it's a deep mythology, deeper than you would think for the shooty gun and space movie, and yeah, I'm very interested to see.
Is that like Chitty Chitty Bang Bang?
Yes.
Or,
Shooty gun gun.
Shooty gun.
we love you. Hi, Shitty, love Shitty.
But yeah, so
Children's movie the NRA just produced.
I'm so glad Billy left for that
I
part,
know.
so he's not going to yell at
you
us.
can't be mad at us now. Nothing happened while you were gone.
No worries, Billy.
It's
No
been a good show
worries.
today. We've been I feel like today's show, of all the shows we've ever done, we've been very focused.
Yes.
And just, you guys weren't as much fun as you normally are, is my
Yeah.
one.
Our
It's all
bad.
about the great
You know,
leadership.
Yeah. You really kept us in line.
Really cute. No, it was a really fun show.
Guiding it was a good show today. I
it was a
liked our
good
show. I love you guys. These are some of
We
my
love
favorite
you.
people. We have been talking about some of the interesting things. You let us know what you think about the things in the comments below. Take a big whiff out of a book today. It'll make you feel good. Movie Fights with Jordan Morris,
Is big
Mike
today.
Carlson, and Sasha Pearl Raver.
It's gonna be
Woo, woo,
amazing. I'm
woo.
very
It's
excited.
going to be amazing. Danielle will be there. The Dan Cam will be on, as always. Joe will be in the back, making with the laughs. So tune in today at 4 p.m. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow. I like 11-ish.
Yeah. Works for
right.
me.
Thank you. Yeah, join us.
Yeah. I'll
thank
show.
you.
I'll come.